on America's Day at the Races, the speedy Rays Warrior, already proven on the Belmont surface, looks to go gate to wire in today's sixth, but could have company up front. Chad Brown's pricey Son of Flatter, proven reserves, returns for his 4-year-old debut. He's the one to beat, but will he be ready off the bench? He'll need to hold off a former stablemate to return to the winner's circle. This Twisted Tom, a veteran of the Triple Crown 2 years ago, looks for his 8th victory of his career. Good to have everybody with us. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. Our show brought to you in part by America's Best Racing. For the love of the race, visit americasbestracing.net today. We kick off another week of action, and we have a good card for you this afternoon here in Elmont, New York. Thanks for those watching on MSG Plus and Fox Sports Prime Ticket. Good to have you with us. Greg Wolf, 4-time Major League All-Star Paul LoDuca, New York Racing Association handicapper Andy Serling, and proven reserves, going to make his 4-year-old return to the races. Son of Flatter here. It's been a while since he's raced. He's going to be a very short price in that race.
Yeah, he's going to be a very short price, but it's Chad Brown and Claiborne Stallion, like you said, his Son of Flatter. Put on the blinkers 2 starts back in this muddy effort that he, was it the mud, was it not? I thought it was his regular effort. I thought he really ran well. His next start, I thought he made a little bit of a premature move when he was 4 wide, but this is the effort we're going to go back to where he wins. He wins comfortably with blinkers first time on with Chad. I think he's the one to beat because tactically he can put himself wherever he wants in this race.
I agree. I think he actually ran extremely well. He lost last time out. He actually chased a very hot pace that completely fell apart. His main rival, in my opinion, is the 4 American Tattoo, who I believe is going to be the speed in that race, and he's an unknown quantity from Todd Pletcher. So you've got the Chad Brown-Todd Pletcher rivalry heating up in advance of Saratoga.
Group 1 winner in Argentina, but didn't show up for his States debut on Oaks Friday at Churchill Downs. We'll see with that start under his belt here in the States if we can see that horse who did win a Group 1 by 4 lengths.
Yeah, don't forget about Twisted Tom. We'll see if he can get back to some form. He's been in bad form, but he's got some back races.
I'm highly dubious of him getting back to good form.
Yeah.
Highly dubious.
Okay, we'll talk more about that. That's the 8th race today, our feature event coming up. Get signed up, started, play along, and we'll give you $200 when you bet $200 in your account when you use that promo code LIVE at sign up. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime with NYRABets.com or download the NYRA Bets app. Our track conditions, they're brought to you by Piranha Fly Spray, the preferred fly spray of Belmont Park. Piranha on, pest gone, main track is good. It's been harrowed, and we're off the turf today.
Yeah, we got a hint of rain. I mean, it's raining, but it's not really raining. It's more like a sprinkle out.
It was a monsoon here. Well, Greg was in California yesterday.
Was it really?
Oh, it poured throughout the entire area yesterday.
Light mist right now.
Yeah.
Here's what we're bringing you this afternoon, the late pick 4. Races 6 through 9. And that 7th race, it was supposed to be a mile 3/8 over the inner turf, now moved to the main track. Mile, is that right?
And a quarter.
And a quarter,
okay,
yeah.
10 furlongs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
We take
Brett.
a look here at race 6. This is 6 furlongs. This was scheduled for the main track, 40,000 starter allowance. And here is the speedy Rays Warrior, who comes in from Tampa last start for Jason Service. And the hot hand this afternoon, Luis Saez is looking for his 5th winner today.
It's very simple. He breaks, he goes to the lead. The others aren't necessarily fast enough to keep up with him. And the question is, if he runs his race, he's tough to run down. But I do think, Paul, that he takes a legitimate challenge from the 3 Bon Raison.
Yeah, he does, because Missile Bomb, the 4, has a little speed. The 5 fixed point, I get it.
Not Race Warrior speed.
No, I get it. Fixed point has a little speed, although it's been more over the turf. If they can pressure Race Warrior at all, I mean, and make him go a little bit faster, yeah, the 3's the player in here, Bon Raison. But he needs to get back to where he's been before. But his best races have been here at Belmont.
Yeah, and I think if you look at Bon Raison, the number 3 horse,
He can
sloppy
make
mile
close
and a
to it,
16th last time out. 2 back, he was in a stake race where he actually ran reasonably well, and he got a horrendous ride 3 back. I think he's a legitimate challenge to Raise Warrior, but they're the 2 to me. The public.
This is going to be fun to watch because Missile Bomb is not slow, but Raised Warrior is just a whole nother level.
No, that's true.
He's
quick.
fast.
So it's going to be fun to see how fast he goes early on, but you got to break, obviously. 4 to 5 currently. We'll see if Missile Bomb, he's got a rider that loves to try and pressure, but I don't know if he can here.
It's pretty crazy. Look at Raised Warrior's 2 back. He ran a 21 quarter, and he was laying second.
He ran incredible 2 back when he finished second. That was a wild, wild pace duel to run second last time out.
Well,
He ran huge.
At fixed point, by the way, turf to dirt. He's not slow either.
No, he's got turf sprint speed. I agree.
Ray's Warrior, here he is, this speedster. He's 6 for 20 lifetime.
Finished 5 3/4 lengths at a Frenzy Fire last time. I'm not saying Frenzy Fire ran his race, but put that in perspective.
Here is Bon Raison. He is 2 for 5 at Belmont. Comes off a distant third in the slop.
To me, he's a major challenger to Ray Warrior. And if somehow another challenge on the front end develops, Bon Raison could pick up the pieces.
He was third behind Frenzy Fire, 2 back. Here's Missile Bomb. Kendrick Carmouche, 5 to 1.
Yeah, this gelding has gotten better and loves Belmont. 6 for 8 over the surface, but he's going to have to chase a really tough horse in Ray's Warrior on the inside. He might have to lay off of him.
It just loves to find the wire. 210 for 29 lifetime. Here's Fixed Point, really, really quick on turf. Now he's back to dirt.
Yeah, he's never run a step on the dirt. He's pretty good in the turf. And as you say, he's got turf sprint speed, which is pretty quick speed.
You can play along, test your handicapping skills, compete for real prizes, and do so without risking any of your own money. It's our showdown contest every day on the show. Go to NYRA.com/showdown to get involved, and we will update the standings at the end of the show. Get involved. You're playing for NYRA Bets points. I did not play today.
Oh, I thought you might.
But I'll get back into it this weekend.
Okay.
119,000 plus in our Pick 4 pool. The sequence starts in this race coming up, and let's get a trackside report right now from Maggie Wolfendale.
Hey guys, and want to check in with your current heavy favorite, that is number 1, Ray's Warrior. Now, the last time I saw him was nearly 2 years ago, and boy, physically, he has done well, especially in the barn of Jason Service, as he is once again, though, coming back off a little bit of a break. Now, you see him, he's moving great out there beneath Luis Saez, and he's a horse that does, as I was saying, have a little bit of trouble staying on the racetrack, but it seems as though Jason knows how to manage it, because physically, I couldn't ask for a horse to look better. He's one that prior 2 years ago, when the only other time I had seen him, didn't carry his weight well behind, really wasn't filled out throughout those hindquarters, and now he looks like a powerhouse. So I really like what I'm seeing from him. I can't fault him here whatsoever. Now, kind of the opposite makeup with number 3, Bon Raison, whereas Ray's Warrior is a 7-year-old only making his 21st start. Bon Raison is a 4-year-old making his 25th start and his 4th one in just about a month and a half. So he finds his way to the racetrack quite often for Carlos Martin. But the thing I love about this horse is that he really maintains his weight and his conditioning extremely well. It's something remarkable, and I think that's why they keep entering this horse, why he keeps making his way to the races. So as Andy said, he's a legitimate threat to Ray's Warrior on form, and he definitely backs that up looking at him physically, Greg.
Well, he put together back-to-back wins, thank you, Maggie, at Aqueduct. Then he was third to Frenzy Fire in the Runhappy. Then they stretched him out, sloppy racetrack, put a line through that race, and he's come back to work extremely sharp. It's just a 4-horse field. I think this is a fascinating race.
I think it is, because Bon Raison is not just like some mediocre horse that can pick up pieces. He's a genuinely talented horse. And if he gets some help, if a horse like Fixed Point goes after the favorite, he has a chance to beat him.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you mentioned Frenzy Fire. Now, Frenzy Fire's beaten him before, recruiting ready, but he's been in some good races to Runhappy. I thought he ran a good third. He didn't break. He broke a little flat-footed that day. He does have Rosario on him today, who comes back for Carlos Martin. Comes in with a bullet drill. He might show a little bit more speed today. I don't know, but
I don't think he has gait issues. I think he had a jockey who has speed issues. I mean, when Cancel was riding him, he was just dragging him out of these races. I thought that race 3 back when he finished third, Paul, he should have won that day, frankly.
California night,
yeah, he just took him completely out of the race and gave him no chance.
But he needs an assist. Listen,
he needs a little help. If the one runs his race, he's going to need a little help.
And then the thing is like Andy said, like if the one breaks bad, has to rush. Like the one broke bad and rushed. We still got to remember now, the one was in for 33 back. So it's not like he's a killer. Then he comes back with Sunshine Million sprint, and boom, he's second there. Comes back with another little sprint. But those are 6-horse fields, so let's don't go too crazy over the one.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you this too, because I agree with Paul. I mean, this is a 7-year-old now.
No,
who all of a sudden, his last few starts, when they put him back on dirt, he has become a bit of a killer. But
Jason
historically, he's not.
Historically, he has no chance in this race. I mean, literally, historically, he can't beat Bon Raison. But the new Jason Service version of him, I mean, you got to remember something. His race 3 back, where he won by almost 10 lengths in that 30 claimer, that was his first race on dirt. for Jason Service. And it feels like they made the mistake of running him on turf all along, right?
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you even look at the races for Steve Hobby, Diodoro had him. Those were good dirt races. They really were. But they got fooled because he wired a field on the turf, and he ran a couple decent turf races, so it was really tough. And all the weight of us on him with you and myself and Maggie. I mean, listen, he breaks. You're going to know within the first quarter mile, because if he outquicks the 4 and the 3 by about 2 lengths and is able to get comfortable, I just don't know how the 3
But let me ask you a
him.
question. In your multis, your pick 5s, your pick 4s.
I'm going 1-3.
I use 1-3.
Yeah,
I'm not letting
here.
the 3 beat me.
No, either am I. Just in case he breaks bad, just in case the 4 can put a little
4
pressure.
and or the 5.
Yeah, I think the 5 is faster than the 4, I think, because he's got that turf sprint speed. Missile Bomb might be one of the coolest horses racing in New York. I mean, look at his record last year, 7 for 13 with 5 seconds, and he's been in really good form late. Now, he's a little dressed up by circumstance, but he also was in a tough field last time.
Yeah, but he loves Belmont, Andy. And don't you think they're trying to get him? They ran him on June 6th.
Loves Aqueduct too, though. I mean, he's been terrific everywhere. He's 10 for 29. He's 21 for 29 lifetime hitting the board, and he's 17 for 29 1-2. That's remarkable, especially for a horse that's running some lower level claiming races.
He's been shown to rate, but Kendrick likes to push, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, first quarter mile is gonna be interesting.
I would love to hear Andy commentate on the NBA Finals. He'd say, "Well, the Raptors, it was a little dressed up by circumstance."
No, I like them going in. I'm an East
No
Coast guy.
KD,
Greg.
no Klay Thompson.
Greg, you know me. Well, if you want to talk about that, we can talk about how many guys were hurt for Cleveland at different times against. Golden State was a very fortunate team with injuries, not getting them over the years.
Here we go.
Start
of the pick 4. Larry
We want a
Collmus with the
North
call.
jersey for Andy Serling.
I should have never gone there.
They're off. Missile Bomb comes out sharply. So does Ray's Warrior from the inside. And Fixed Point on the outside is going after Ray's Warrior. So it's Fixed Point to the front, and Ray's Warrior is going to let him do it. Luis Saez will sit back and sit in second position. And Missile Bomb off the pace in third, now 3.5 lengths behind, with the trailer Bon Raison racing past this opening quarter mile in 22.25 seconds. So they're moving along at an honest clip here, and it is Long Shot Fixed Point leading the way. Ray's Warrior a length and 3/4 behind, running in second. Missile Bomb is third, and Bon Raison wide on the turn, trails the field, 4 lengths off the lead, but getting closer. So they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Fixed Point's got to turn for home on the lead. Here comes Ray's Warrior ranging up alongside. Here comes Missile Bomb 2. And so too Bon Raison after a 45.55 half. They're into the stretch. And it is Ray's Warrior who has taken the lead as they come to the 8th pole. On the outside, Bon Raison closing in. These two kick away from the others. Bon Raison's under a full head of steam on the outside of Ray's Warrior. And it is Bon Raison who pulls away to win it by 2.5 over Ray's Warrior. And then it was Missile Bomb and Fixed Point.
Well, that turf sprinter Fixed Point was quick moving to the dirt. He actually outquicked Ray's Warrior to the front. In the end, Bon Raison runs them all down for the 8th win of his career.
Yeah, I mean, I think Luis Saez had no real choice. Fixed Point was going to drill him into the ground.
Yeah,
he let him go. And a horse like Ray's Warrior is not as good when he doesn't have the lead. And a horse like Bon Raison, Paul, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good. And this is a fast time over this racetrack. They've been running very slow times. I know the horses haven't been as good as the ones before that just ran just now. But you're right, Andy. He didn't want to get killed. He would have got killed if Fixed Point was intent on getting to the front end. I thought he did a good job of getting him outside and rating. But the problem is Bon Raison, like Andy said, has that back class, has been facing good horses, and he's the best finisher of the field. That's just the bottom line, and the best finishing jockey. And Luis Saez has not made a wrong move today. He almost got his 5th there.
3-1, 4-5 finish. Second choice on the board, wins at 7-5. Let's go back to the beginning for Ray's Warrior inside post.
Well, he just breaks that split. It's that a 1/10 of a length slow, but in a race like that, that matters, right?
So he commits a little bit right here, Louis. Like, okay, then he's like, no, I'm not going this fast. Now you see how the 5's going. And when I saw 22 and change, the way this racetrack's been playing, you just knew that the 3 was going to be a major player.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, who is cooler than Joel Rosario, right? When he's riding a closer, he never panics, he never moves too soon. And who's going to have a crazier week than Joel Rosario, who is flying to Ascot to ride in one race for Wesley Ward on Friday morning, and then he's leaving and coming back here to ride on Saturday?
He'll probably still win.
Schedules of these guys.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's tough. There's Carlos Martin. He had 2 in here. Scratch Potomac. Winds up winning with the one that remains in. Well done. Bon Raison for Empire State Thoroughbreds. And that trainer right there with a strong finishing ride from Joel Rosario gets the job done. You said it, Andy. A poor start, it can cost you. Poor start for Maximum Security may have cost him in the Pegasus. We will talk about that when we come back and what's ahead for him. And Roadster shown up by his stablemate in the Affirmed. Stay tuned, we'll be back.
Runhappy is simply super. He polishes off an outstanding campaign with a dominant victory in the Malibu.
No medication, no problem. Runhappy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $200 new member bonus with promo code LIVE at NYRABets.com.
Welcome back. You're watching America's Day at the Races, brought to you by Claiborne Farm. Beautiful shots there in Kentucky, as they're one of our proud sponsors of this show. Well, race number 6 here at rainy but still beautiful Belmont Park is Bon Raison standing by here with his trainer Carlos Martin. And Carlos, Bon Raison, he's been a true warrior for you at the races. Nice to get him in the winner's circle this time around.
Yeah, he's a very gratifying horse. He's always tries hard. Peter Turnus and Gary Contessa, all the credit goes to them. They made a great claim. You know, it's hard to claim a horse from probably the top trainer in the last 20 years, Todd Pletcher. And Todd had him in great condition. I think he was a turf horse early on, and then Peter and Gary put him on the dirt, and I'm just blessed to be able to have him at this time of his career.
Now, looking at this race, you had to feel fairly confident. Obviously, he's still eligible for this starter allowance, but there seemed to be a lot of speed in there.
I thought it would set up well. I mean, anytime you go against Jason Service, you really don't think you're going to win. He's a top trainer, and he wins almost every race I've ever been against him, so it's not easy to beat Jason Service. But today, I thought it would set up good. The horse finally got a little break. We've been running him quite frequently, and we just kind of stepped back a little bit after his last race. We tried him long, and then we gave him a good month, and Peter came up with the glue-on shoes idea with McKinley. I was a little bit skeptical, and they seemed like they helped the horse. He worked tremendous for the race. I was really confident going in.
Yeah, nice bullet in 59 and change. But a couple weeks ago, let's flash back. You had in the Ogden Phipps Come Dancing, second to Midnight Bijou, who's been unstoppable this year. You're saying she's going to get a little freshening. What can we see from her later this year?
I mean, she's a great filly. I'm so proud of her. I mean, she ran against a filly that was 8 for 8, $3 million earner, you know, possibly a champion this year in Midnight Bijou. I mean, of course, we had high hopes that we could win the race that day. We kind of stumbled a little bit, went a little fast, even though the track was fast. Just wasn't her day, but hopefully I got great owners in Mark Holliday and James O'Reilly from Blue Devil. We'll give her a break, and she runs great fresh. Hopefully we can get back to that big buyer she did in the distaff, 7/8, right back in the ballerina. Gives us 2.5 months, and she always fires fresh. So I'm excited about trying to win a Grade 1 with her.
I'm excited to see her. Carlos, congratulations, though, today.
Thank you, Maggie.
All right, guys, Come Dancing in the ballerina. Kind of fits, doesn't it?
That's a perfect hunch
Yeah,
play.
I like that.
Absolutely. And yeah, I just ran into an absolute buzzsaw that day in Midnight Bijou.
Yeah, I mean, she may not have run her best race, but Midnight Bijou, I mean, what can you say how good she's gotten this year? And Steve Asman is so good at developing horses.
No, he really is. He really is. Like, yeah, and there's no shame either. Come Dancing is done.
But credit that man right
Yeah.
there, too, Carlos Martin, the job he has done with Come Dancing.
yeah.
Who's been through a lot to get to where she is.
No, that's true. And congratulations to him for this one. This one by Raison de Hot out of the French Deputy Mare Padmore. Now, 8 for 25 lifetime. This horse loves Belmont, and there is your late pick 5 follow along.
You alive?
Yes.
There we go.
Lundquist.
You got the email on Lundquist?
Oh.
Or you're a hockey fan?
I went all in that race in the 17-1 shot. Almost got there, but we were able to get Bone.
Are you allowed to complain if you go all if a long shot runs second?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, if you get beat by
Absolutely.
3
You've
to
checked
2.
in the racing etiquette
Absolutely.
books, and that's okay. All right. You guys,
This race,
I'm not going to argue with you.
taking off the turf now at 1.25 miles coming up. And Mercy 2-1. Javier Castellano for Bob Hess coming in from Southern California. We got more and continuing evolving picture going on in this 3-year-old division. Sir Winston, winner of the Belmont Stakes, going to miss summer action now due to an ankle injury. That coming from the Daily Racing Form.
Yeah, that's a shame because he's coming off his best effort and really 2 straight good efforts.
Straight, yeah.
And it would be nice to see because this 3-year-old division is so wide open, and he was a top player at this point.
No, he was a horse that was moving forward too, and he was getting better as the distances got longer. So he would have been a dangerous horse in the 3-year-old division the way he was going. You could argue he was in the best form after both of those efforts. So yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully, and thank God it's only an ankle injury, and we're going to be able to see him run again.
All right, so big player out for the next couple of big races coming up this summer. Of course, Haskell and the Travers at Saratoga. We have the Jim Dandy and the lead up to the Travers as well. Meanwhile, for the first time in the history of his career, Maximum Security does not cross the wire first. Of course, DQ'd out of that victory in the Kentucky Derby. Stumbled out of the gate, and that may have cost him here.
Well, it didn't help. I mean, it wasn't a terrible stumble to his nose, and he recovered very quickly. But when you have a close finish, it certainly has an effect. And I'll tell you something else. I think when you first watch this race, you say, oh, Maximum Security's not supposed to lose. He's 1 to 100, he's 1 to 20.
Yeah.
He's got a 102, 103 buyer. Maybe the winner is just a very, very good horse. And if the winner's not in the race, he gets a 102 buyer. He wins by a pole, and everybody says, that's Maximum Security. Maybe he just lost a horse that ran really, really well.
Thank you for saying that, yes.
Well, a King for a Day, I thought Joe Bravo, listen, he knows he's Jersey Joe Bravo for a reason. He won the race on that horse. When he saw Maximum Security stumble, he stayed on him the whole race. Never let him go, never got within a length, stayed on him the whole race, pushed his horse, and he just got by him. Maximum Security got a little bit tired. Listen, Jason Service didn't have his horse cranked up.
And maybe I don't know. I think he ran one of the best races he's ever run. He just lost. Sometimes you run well and you lose, and maybe Todd Pletcher is suddenly back in the 3-year-old picture.
Might be. This was a horse he actually thought was his best 2-year-old last year, and now all of a sudden he's starting to put it all together. Luis Saez, though, seems to think Maximum Security did get a little bit tired in the stretch. I think we'll see a bigger effort from him next time out. We'll see. Here's Jason Service, though, on the defeat.
He came out pretty good. Cleaned up his tub. No, not a scratch on him. Seems okay. You know, with the stumble, and then he got stuck down on a dead rail. And he's still got 100 buyer. I mean, he's paired 4 triple-digit buyers, I think, his last 4 races. That's pretty good. I don't know if it's the end of the world. Nobody wants to lose, but sometimes it's not the worst thing. So we'll move on from here. You could see he never quit. I think the race will help him over the track. I may give him a week off. Put him in the round pen, get some sunshine on his back, and you know, he's fit, so he'd be easy to get back in the groove. 3 or 4 days right back in the groove.
All right, sounds like he's taking this all in stride. And look, he has room to move forward off that. He still ran very, very good. And as you mentioned, that was a very nice horse to beat him.
Yeah, horses lose. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean you're not a good horse because you lose a race. And I really think when you take a step back and look at this race, Maximum Security ran just fine. He just happened to have run to a horse that we weren't familiar with, so I don't think we realized how good he might be. He ran a very fast race when he broke his maiden. He's had very few races since. I think King for the Day is really a story coming out of this race, and he's a player in the division all of a sudden.
Yeah, he is. Listen, the horse was relentless. He kept coming after Maximum Security, was not stopping. Maximum Security turned him away multiple times to the last like 20, 30 yards. Really.
And he just kept coming, right? He kept coming.
Meanwhile, out on the West Coast, Roadster making his return for Bob Baffert, but so was his stablemate, the much not as highly regarded Mucho Gusto, who collects another Grade 3 win.
It's so hard for Bob Baffert because he brings a big horse back, and Bob Baffert's always waiting in the wings to beat himself.
Yeah, right? And the 2 best left hands in California, Joe Talamo and Mike Smith. And Mike sort of rode this race like he did against Game Winner, sort of off cover, but not going by Mucho Gusto
Not even
today.
close.
I mean, you could see Talamo had a load at the top of the stretch, and the race was over.
So a new player in the division?
Is Mucho Gusto a 1.25 mile horse?
I don't
That's
know.
really the question with him, and you wonder if Bob is thinking, not sure what to do, but maybe I want to get him to the Alan Jerkins 7 furlong Grade 1 at Saratoga, because I wonder if 1.25 mile is not a bit far for him.
Yeah, it's true.
I think he's very good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, the Alan Jerkins, he's done pretty well in that race.
What were we just saying on the show just a week or two ago? All these horses were drooling, seeing them all coming back together to meet up this summer. But again, we talked about new faces emerge.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think it's great. I mean, I love that King for a Day is a new player in here. And listen, you know, Todd just sort of got a little forgotten about, right? Because he didn't have, I mean, he had a really strange Triple Crown season. We're so used to Todd Pletcher dominating the Triple Crown preps. Yeah. And he came to Derby with a couple of unheralded horses who didn't run particularly well. And then in the Belmont, where he's run so well in the past, they didn't run that well either. And suddenly, King for a Day emerges, and Todd Pletcher as a real player.
It's cool. We forgot about one of the great trainers of all time.
No, the other part about this is you get the Indiana, the Ohio, the West Virginia Derby, all the other, you know, little small derbies. Where are all these 3-year-olds going to go? You know, this is going to be pretty crazy. Not also the Travers and the Haskell. I know we're talking about those two, but all those other races that still got some money on the line.
Well, they got money, but prestige is the Haskell and
100%.
Travers.
But what happens with those other races? Who goes to those races?
Horses
King for a Day was actually looking at Indiana Derby, some other spots as well, but he was doing so good. Pletcher said, we got to run him.
Oh, he'll be in the Haskell, and he should be in the Haskell.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Plenty more coming up here on America's Day at the Races, including, that hard-charging second-place finish in the Preakness Stakes with Everfast. Dale Romans, we'll hear from him when we come back on the show. Stick with us. A lot more coming up, including the 7th out here at Belmont.
This successful son of AP Indy has sired 6 millionaires, including Eclipse champion West Coast. This year, Flatter is adding even more stakes winners to his outstanding record at stud. In the auction ring, Flatter topped the 2018 Fasig-Tipton July sale with a $520,000 yearling. And this year, his juveniles have sold up to $375,000. Success on the track, success in the ring. Flatter, standing at Claiborne Farm.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. americasbestracing.net is a sport for you. Live it, love it, bet it.
So my name is Robbie Herzl. I'm the yearling manager here at Claiborne Farm, and we've got the first crop of Runhappies this year. Overall, I'm very, very pleased with them. So we have a colt out of Queen of America. He's really nice, looks just like his dad. Very pleased with how he's coming along. So there was a lot of demand for the weanlings last year. They sold for over 6 times their stud fee, and we're really excited for the yearlings to come through the sales, and we're expecting big things from them.
Runhappy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $200 new member bonus with promo code LIVE at NYRABets.com.
My name's Dale Romans. I train thoroughbred racehorses. We got 2 in today. We got one in the Met Mile. It's probably the best race on the card. That promise is fulfilled. And then Everfast is in the Belmont. And we've run the Belmont several times. I've had 4 thirds in the Belmont, but have not won one yet.
Well, this is a look at the Belmont Stakes run for Everfast.
Quite a run it was.
Yeah, it stayed down on the rail. As you see, Sir Winston's 3 wide. I thought Everfast outran his odds. I didn't think he'd actually run this well, but he stayed on a nice little rail. He sort of grinded away. As you see, the Japanese horse on the outside, Master Fencer's going to
He ran okay.
pass him.
He ran okay.
Yeah, he ran okay.
Heading to the turf next for our Turf Triple Series.
Yeah, and Dale's a man that you have to be careful with Dale. He pops up with some pretty incredible upsets in some big races.
Yeah,
He's won a lot of big races.
Yeah, Key Nice.
Shackleford.
Yeah.
Paul referencing the defeat over the Triple Crown winner.
Yeah. Yep.
American Pharaoh.
With the assist by Frosted, but we'll give it to
Seventh at Belmont. Quick look at the current odds right now as we approach the 12-minute mark to post in this race. Now on the main track at 1.25 miles. Time for a paddock report. We're going to send it downstairs.
The 6 decorating is running, by the way.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you. Downstairs, let's go to Maggie Wolfendale.
That she is, and I've got to commend the connections for keeping a daughter of Galileo as well as a daughter of Declaration of War in a 1.25 mile dirt race. But we'll get to that Declaration of War in a moment, as we'll check in with the daughter Lemon Drop Kid. That's number 8, Mrs. Got Rocks, and this one going out for Christophe Clement. And I must say, of any of the horses in here, she looks the most capable of handling the switch to the main track. She doesn't have an overwhelming turf hoof to her. A lot of these fillies have very flat pancake feet, and whether or not she can handle the 1.25 miles, yes, that's going to be yet to be determined on the main track, but she certainly has a size to say that she can, and like I said, she has a physicality that she would suggest by looking at her that the condition of this race might be okay. Now number 9 coming in from out of town, Mercy Mercy for trainer Bob Hess. I like the look of her. I mean, she looks fantastic here. Really nicely turned out with a splendid coat to her, and she too is a bigger one, long-legged, so distance really shouldn't be a question. Obviously, we would have hoped to see her going 1 3/8 on the turf course because she certainly looks more like a turf runner. But again, she's taking money, and I can back up here in the paddock with my sentiment that she looks fantastic. And then number 5 is Palace Athene. She would have been a long shot to definitely take a look at, as if this race was originally carded where it was supposed to, or run where it was originally carded, I should say, because she's just very long and scopy, and the 1 3/8 looks like it's just a distance to get her started at. As I was mentioning, though, as far as those flat kind of pancake feet, she's one of the candidates of that. I mean, she just looks out and out turf. But we saw John Terranova upset, or not upset, the horse was bet down, but with Lundquist earlier, moving from turf to dirt and proved successful. So we'll see what this one can do in just her second start. Greg?
All right, Maggie, thank you very much. Post parade here coming up momentarily. 6-1 on that one right there. John Terranova, Dylan Davis. But again, favoritism remains outside here with Mercy Mercy. And again, the 6, as Andy mentioned before we went downstairs, is in this race. That is decorating the 6.
Yeah, dead heated last time out, did decorating. I thought ran a good race, but when you look at this filly by Galileo, she runs the same race every time. I mean, same number, same kind of style. They've tried to stretch her out to 1 3/8, 1 1/8, 1 mile. They've done a little bit of everything, and
there's also a problem with that horse. Have the Galileos had any success on dirt anywhere? They've obviously is a great sire on turf and synthetic even, but I think they've had little to no success on dirt. And it's a funny race because off the turf, there's nobody in here with any dirt form, so to speak of. But every horse in here feels like they'll have no problem handling the 10 furlongs, right? They all look like horses that want to go long. You just don't know if they can handle the dirt.
No, you make a good point there. I mean, there's
just no dirt for him at all.
No,
I mean, it's not even like you look and you go, well, this horse ran a little bit, that one ran a little. There's nothing.
There's nothing, yeah.
Bo Bell at least hit the board on a race taken off the turf.
Yeah, I guess.
And also the bottom horse, right? Mercy Mercy, right? The 6.5 furlong race got a 48 buyer, and the 61 buyer to mile in the second start. So in reality, Mercy Mercy and Bo Bell have the best dirt races, but boy, they're not particularly spectacular. Strange race.
Yeah, it makes it a bit of a puzzle as we kick off our post parade with Colon Bon for Christophe Clement, daughter of Pioneer of the Nile, did debut on dirt back in November at Aqueduct.
Yeah, got Lasix for the first time last time at Tampa on February 16th of this year, and this 3-year-old filly has shown a little bit of speed. At least with Lasix, that last race was her best race, so maybe give her a tiny bit of a look.
Palace Athene, Dylan Davis aboard for John Terranova.
I think of all the horses in this field, this one may have the strongest turf and anti-dirt pedigree.
6-1. Here is the Glen Hill Farm runner, Tom Proctor trainee with Jose Lezcano decorating.
Yeah, and she's a daughter Galileo, like Andy was saying, a theatrical mare, so turf over turf, but she's getting bet, second favorite right now.
Luis Saez, again, looking for number 5 today on Bo Bell for Tom Albertrani.
And she's also got the speed to be somewhat forwardly placed, which could help her in this race. Her one dirt race not inspiring, but she managed to somehow hit the board.
Another runner for Christophe Clement. Mrs. Scott Rocks, daughter of Lemon Drop Kid. Career start number 4 and first on dirt.
3 straight races, 3 straight fourth-place finishes, all by 4 1/4 or 4 1/2 lengths. So I think this one will benefit the most by going to dirt.
And Mercy Mercy on the outside, Javier Castellano for Bob Hess Jr.
To be fair, if you want to just say the horse you know can run a little bit in the dirt, it's this one.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. Race 7, Belmont, 7 minutes away, and we'll look back over the first couple of days at the Royal Meeting at Ascot. How's Wesley Ward's runners doing? We know Aidan O'Brien and Frankie Dettori are having another outstanding meet.
This is a colt by Runhappy out of Addison Run. We bred here at Moffra Hall. Well, he's a big, strong, good bone, big old hip on him. Moves really well, has that kind of big cat-like walk when he just relaxes and gets rolling up and down the lane.
Runhappy, standing at Claiborne Farms.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $200 new member bonus with promo code LIVE at NYRABets.com. Back on America's Day at the Races. Good to have you with us. Our show brought to you in part by the champion sprinter, Runhappy, there at his new home at Claiborne Farm out of legendary stall number 1, where he stands for $25,000. We're going to see his offspring on the racetrack next year. 2-year-old maidens winning non-restricted maiden races at Saratoga. Runhappy's $100,000 bonus coming your way.
That's pretty sweet, right?
$100K. On top of the purse money? Yes, I like that.
It's like winning a grade 3 when you break your maiden, purse money-wise. It's crazy.
Back here to the 7th at Belmont, and here is one of a couple that at least have been on dirt in their career. This daughter of Mucho Macho Man, Mercy Mercy, the 5-2 favorite.
I mean, I didn't pick the horse on top. I picked her second, but I think you're supposed to say she's the horse to beat because you know she can run a little bit on the dirt, right?
Yeah, and you know, Bob Estes is the kind of guy that really doesn't crank him up first or second time out. He sort of lets them learn as they go. So, and you can see this filly's gotten better with each start, even with turf. So maybe those dirt starts, she's better than that.
And a Mucho Macho Man and a Tis Now Dam.
Yeah,
I mean, that
she's
pedigree
run all
says
day
the horse
long.
should have no problem going long.
There's a lot of swing pedigrees. Mrs. Scott Rocks has got a good pedigree for both ways, but we'll see what happens. She's just got no kick. She sort of grinds. You know, maybe that will help her on the dirt.
She has a funny pedigree, and I picked her on top because obviously Lemon Drop Kid is stamina and dirt and turf, so dirt's fine. The Dam was an extremely good dirt horse. She ran 90 buyers, but she was a sprinter. All the horses she's produced have been turf horses. She's had no success with dirt horses, so it's kind of an anomaly, but theoretically it's a good dirt pedigree.
Yeah, Not for Love was the Mr. P, and he sort of...
He was a terrific sire.
Yeah, terrific sire, yeah. So, like, they usually go either way with turf or dirt. Very tough to gauge with the 4 in here. Bo Bell, the 7, excuse me, Bo Bell. As you see, all these horses are getting played. But when you look at the 4, is that the horse to catch in here? And is she good enough if she does get a lonely lead.
Well, it's interesting. Go ahead.
No.
I was going to say
because Andy, you brought up the 7 as maybe being one who could show some pace. Mercy actually showed some speed. The 9 on dirt, second start of her career. But what do you guys think?
No, I mean, you look at I look at the pace projectors from Timeform US, and they had the 4, 7, and 9 all involved in the pace here. They didn't have them blazing up front, but they had them all involved in the pace. And I think it'll be interesting. Will one of them be more aggressive than the other, and will it end up benefiting that horse?
We might see like a kind of a turf slow early pace in this race, even though it's on dirt.
Yeah, you're right.
With more on Bo Bell. Let's go downstairs to Maggie.
It's actually funny you say that, Greg, because I was talking with Christophe Clement before this race, and he was saying, hopefully everybody just goes for a 2-minute lick for the first most of this race. In the last quarter, we try to turn it into race time and speed. But I thought maybe he was quite right about that. As we'll take a look at number 7, that is Bo Bell. And last time out, she was coming back in off a little bit of a layoff. She got really hot and washy. Today, not the case whatsoever. So if you can kind of like her on her few dirt efforts, or one dirt effort, I should say, off the turf, then she looks better than what she was doing last time. And last time she dead heated for second with the horse I'll talk about next, and that is number 6, Decorating, who has no dirt form or pedigree whatsoever. And she looks it. And the thing with her is that physically, well, she doesn't look weak from the overall perspective. It's about looking weak for the dirt. You have to be a bit of a stronger, more robust animal than what Decorating is to really, truly handle the dirt, in my opinion, especially going this kind of distance. And 2, she got really wound up. She was kind of doing like a mini Zenyatta type of walk, going out to the track, and she got even hotter out in the warm-up. So not a fan of Decorating this time around, Greg.
Maggie, good information. Thank you. Yeah, so we'll see if she's flailing early like Zenyatta was over that Churchill Downs track at the Breeders' Cup Classic. She's doing the same kind of warm-up. We'll see. But she used to have that fun lead up to the races, the paddock.
The little dance, the little dance.
I think the Galileos, I know there's some crazy stat and graded stakes, but how many Galileos have you even run in the dirt in this country outside of taking a chance in a stake, right?
3-2 favoritism on the last one about to move in line here. That's the 9, Mercy. Bunch of turf runners on dirt with the surface switch. Let's send it upstairs to the voice of New York racing for the call, Larry Collmus.
And the last one to come up with this unique 1.25 mile start here at Belmont will be Mercy under Javier Castellano. And they're all in line. They're off. Collin Bond on the inside. To the outside, there goes Bo Bell. Now Bo Bell grabs the lead, and Mrs. Scott Rocks and Mercy go 2. And Collin Bond is back running in 4th on the inside. A break of another 2.5 lengths more back to Palace Athene and Decorating, who are 5 lengths from the front as they make their way to the backstretch here, where the leader is Bo Bell. Mercy right alongside the two of them, setting the early fractions here. 25.25 was the opening quarter mile. A length and a half back, and then it's Collin Bond on the inside running along in 3rd. Mrs. Scott Rocks close up in 4th. All 6 tightly packed here. Decorating and Palace Athene are right next to each other. They're just 3.5 lengths behind dueling leaders Bo Bell and Mercy, who continue to set this moderate pace up the backstretch. And then comes Collin Bond running along in 3rd through a 50.42 half mile. Mrs. Scott Rocks is 4th on the outside, just 2 lengths off the lead, and just ahead of Decorating on the outside of Palace Athene. So 4 lengths from top to bottom. They make their way toward the far turn in pursuit of Bo Bell, who leads Mercy by a neck. Collin Bond 3rd on the inside. Right alongside is Mrs. Scott Rocks. They've got a half mile to go. 2.5 lengths more. Back to Decorating in 5th. And then comes Palace Athene around the far turn. No change in the order here. Bo Bell, Mercy continue to duke it out. Collin Bond is right behind them, a length and a half off the lead and sticking to them. Mrs. Scott Rocks is starting to lose ground in 4th. Decorating needs to pick it up too. And then Palace Athene. And now it is Mercy in front. Collin Bond comes wide for the stretch drive as Bo Bell cuts the corner. They're into the stretch. Mercy coming down to the 8th pole in front by 2.5. Bo Bell clings to 2nd on the inside of Collin Bond in 3rd as they arrive at the 16th pole. Javier Castellano and Mercy And they're going to do it here. Mercy, Mercy under the wire, pulling away in the end to win it by 6 over Bobel. Then Calan Bon, followed by Decorating.
Well, the one who had shown some ability on dirt in the past, she gets the job done very convincingly. Mercy, Mercy at 2-1.
Well, isn't it just looking at it, didn't we just make it too tough? Right?
Yeah.
Source had the dirt for him and was able to control, and the 7 and 9 just controlled up front.
Yeah, the 4 looked like she was going to make a run, and Junior Alvarado here left hand, and she went, woo, don't know if I really like that, and she sort of stopped. But, yeah, Mercy, Mercy got bet down to 2-1 as your favorite, but it was actually your third favorite, you were saying.
I think in the
pick
doubles.
threes,
I was looking at some of the multis. I don't think that she was a real favorite in the multis.
Yeah, and they stopped the clock about 8 seconds behind Secretariat.
That's all?
Yeah.
The two that had been on dirt before, they run 1-2, 9-7, 4-6. And we're going to go back to the beginning and look at a poor start here from the 6 Decorating.
Let's take a look. Yeah.
To her nose.
Yeah,
That's
to
a
her
stumble.
nose. Yeah, that's a bad stumble. And then she got caught 3 wide most way around the track. She had no shot.
I don't think she was winning anyway.
She ran a decent 4th, I guess, from that position.
This horse was, the winner was 3rd choice in the doubles. Interesting. But favorite on the board.
So Mercy, Mercy with the win. Javier Castellano, Bob Hess Jr., and a daughter of Mucho Macho Man. And sometimes, things work out and you say, oh, maybe this horse actually should stay on dirt. But you never know.
Yeah, I think that she found the right field today.
Yeah,
but,
more to do
sure.
with it. Short price in this NYRA Bets Late Pick 5. Been pretty formful so far this afternoon. That is not necessarily the case. What we've seen overseas first couple of days at Royal Ascot, including in the race that traditionally kicks off the Royal Meet, the Queen Anne. Lord Glitters second in this race last year, denied. Beat the Bank, who was a 20-1 long shot, wins at 14-1.
This was a thrilling race. I mean, this was a really, really exciting race. And Lord Glitters, who did not run well when he shipped to Woodbine for David O'Meara, who, of course, won up at Woodbine and won the Arlington Million as well with the same runner. It was just, this gray was super game between horses here and a really fun race. Look at his nice splits. He splits horses here, right? 4 from the outside, 3 from the outside.
You could tell he was loaded, but yeah, he went through a keyhole, didn't he? I mean, he just got through that hole and exploded. Then it looked like the horse on the outside was getting to him, and then I think he saw him too, and it kicked him by the horse inside of him, kicked him by Beat the Bank. One Master made a big run, but that's a heck of a move the horse made.
Last year's winner, by the way, that was Accidental Agent, refused to race. Gate open, just stood in the gate.
Yeah, he dwelt. I saw that some of the outlets, I think, refunded the money on him. Looked like he just dwelt. This was a very strong running of this race. There were like 8 or 9 Group 1 winners in here.
King Stan Stakes, Blue Point, back-to-back winner of this race for the first time in 5 years. The last to do it was Soul Power back in 2013, 2014.
And form held up in a big way with the first 2 favorites running 1-2 in this race. Imprimis, the U.S. horse, he ran fine, finishing 6th in the year. It was a hard race to really gain with his running style, and these are pretty darn good horses around 1-2.
Well, this horse is turning into something special now. 5 in a row, and continues to get better and better. And you beat a field like this the way he did. He's 10 for 20 lifetime. He just loves to win races. Almost $3 million in the bank, and I think he's getting better, Greg.
Could be a little tricky to ride too, and it was James Doyle's first victory aboard him. His regular rider, William Buick, was out of action. So he felt pressure to get the job done, and he came through.
And there's talk of him maybe running back in the Jubilee, the Jubilee on Saturday, the six furlong race. We'll see.
Yeah, we see that sometimes at this meet. The St. James's Palace. Aidan O'Brien, well, his Circus Maximus was coming off a 6th place finish in the Investec Derby. He convinced Connections, we need to supplement for 45,000 pounds. He's a genius.
This is a huge win, and it's rare to see Aidan win with a 14-1 shot or something in one of these races, and the cutback from 1.5 miles in the Epsom Derby worked for him.
You'd have been all over this.
I would have
You'd
loved
have loved the cutback. You know what's crazy is the horse that came to his outside, King of Comedy, and he responded like an unbelievable horse. Actually, not King of Comedy. It was Too Darn Hot.
King of Comedy was the one who was flying at the end. Too Darn Hot. The favorite looked like he was going to blow by him in the stretch.
As soon as he got up to him, he took off again.
Record 8th win in the St. James's Palace for Aidan O'Brien. Ownership, John Magner, Michael Tabor, Derek Smith, part of that group. Of course, the Coolmore family, also owned in part by Flaxman Holdings. They said it was Aidan's decision to supplement to this race. He gave all the credit to them, but it sounds like really it was Aidan O'Brien's call.
You don't have the kind of record of success that he has. He's got a lot of good horses, but incredible trainer.
Queen Mary Stakes, meanwhile, an 18-to-1 shot for 2-year-old fillies. Here's raffle prize. Holds off Wesley Ward's Kamari for the win.
Yeah, and I know Kamari had that brilliant debut winning by a city block, but this was a thrilling race between these two. John Velasquez suspended 9 days, like an hour after the race, for apparent misuse of the whip, according to them. A tough beat and a tough trip to get suspended for 9 days, huh?
Yeah, 2 horses that only had 1 start. Raffle prize that run second first time out. And they were pretty much clear. And you can see Johnny's going right-handed. And I don't know, it looks like a regular ride to me, but they were well clear of the rest of the group. Tough beat for Wesley.
61st winner at the Royal Meet for Frankie Dettori. Prince of Wales' Stakes, Crystal Ocean, first win at top-level company, holds off Magical. Frankie Dettori again, Sir Michael Stout, his 80th winner. He's the all-time leader at Royal Ascot.
I mean, what a career he's had. And you know, Magical had her chance. I think, you know, the weather played a role today a little bit. It was pouring there. And I think if you watch some of the races, it was tough for some of these horses to pass a little bit. But give credit to the winner. Just held off Magical the whole stretch.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's getting better and better. The son of Sea of Stars. And look at his last 2 years. I mean, he's 8 starts, 5 wins, and just $1.5 million in the bank.
Windsor Castle, 7-1 shot at Southern Hills. Actually gets the maiden breaking win in this race. Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore, and this is the first winner for Glen Eagles. First black type winner, I should say.
Wow. Wow. It's cool to watch those horses come out and watch these races. I love watching these races, right? You've got the one horse isolated on the far outside.
That'd be
here,
you, by the way.
Right, here comes, we'd have that horse, of course. And here comes the whole pack. I find these races fascinating to watch. I don't know the horses that well or that much about them, but I think they're a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, this was a great race to watch. And congratulations to Coolmore and Southern Hills. And you can see as he sort of rallies up the inside and another nice little comfortable winner.
And it's interesting because Charles Appleby and Aidan O'Brien came in with, like, Charles Appleby, the leading trainer in the world, and Aidan O'Brien, I think, 4th. But Aidan O'Brien's the one who's having the first 2 big days, and Appleby's only win was in the sprint with King Stan with Blue Point.
Look at all the winners from Wednesday at Royal Ascot. Meet continues through Saturday. Frankie Dettori continuing to shine, Mr. Ascot, and Sir Michael Stout as well.
Listen, done there, been there, right? I mean, or been there before. I mean, Frankie Dettori and Sir Michael Stout have been doing this for a long time. That dismount, we've seen it a lot.
Back at Belmont, Mercy, finding a field much to her liking on the surface switch.
Yeah, and gets the job done for Javier Castellano. Daughter of Mucho Macho Man, the tis now married. Tis a smarty. Gets the job done in her 9th career start. There's the pick 5 fall along. It might be a little bit better than you think, considering you beat the 1 in the last race.
That was 3rd choice in multis.
Yeah, 3rd choice, yeah.
All right, the 8th at Belmont, mile and 16th, an allowance optional claiming field coming up. Twisted Tom, favored right now. Used to be in the Chad Brown barn, now with Belmont.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see him back racing. I'll be even more surprised if I see him in the winner's circle.
All right, we'll get to this race in a little bit. We're approaching the 20-minute mark to post. Of course, making his return in this race, that is Proven Reserves. He is an expensive son of Flatter, and on the racetrack, Flatter had a brief but very promising career. While far from the flashiest of resumes, Claiborne's belief in Flatter as a racehorse and its stud has certainly paid dividends.
He's the best. He's done it the hard. Started out 5,000. I think Bernie was doing deals on him for 2-for-1s and even doing deals down to 2,500 just to try and get him going. He's done it the hard way. You know, he had West Coast 3-year-old champion. He's really raised to the top of the stallion ranks. He stands for 40,000 now, and you know, he's getting a little up there in age. If he wasn't so old, he would stand for more. But we breed him to a limited book. We're trying to increase his longevity, but he's really been a great asset to the farm.
He's very good to be around. He's got very good personality. He's the oldest horse down here. He's 20 years old now. and spoiled pretty bad. He loves his peppermints. You feed him one, then he'll start pawing the ground for more, and he'll keep doing that until you have to walk away. He's, started out slow, but now he went from $5,000 all the way up to $40,000 stud fee. He's just an easy-going horse, probably one of the easiest going horses down here. He's been around here for a long time, so he's settled in real good.
Well, he just continues to produce at stud. 52 stakes winners, 6 millionaires, including champion 3-year-old West Coast among that group.
Yeah, I remember when he stood for $5,000 when he first came to Kentucky. But, yeah, he has turned out to be a very versatile sire and got a nice son in this race, proven reserves.
Yeah, went for $350,000 back in the Keeneland September yearling sale of 2016. He has been off since August. And we expected him to be a short price. He may wind up being that, but right now he is not favored. It is his former stablemate, Twisted Tom, who is the 9-5 choice on the board right now with Bill Mott.
But, Greg, you know why he's favored early. Tom. All the Toms are betting him.
Any horse with any name? That's
with
your theory?
common names.
Okay.
They always take early money.
Ruth?
There aren't as many Ruths. So Ruth might, if Ruth was going to be like third choice, she'd be short early. But Toms,
so
there are a lot.
In terms of what he has left, this horse on the racetrack, you're not that high on him?
Well, I mean, to be fair, he came back and he ran pretty well the first time for 2 times for Bill Mott. He didn't run well in his next start. I know last time was a super distance. I just wonder if he's a horse who each race is going to be worse than one before it. And I was surprised. I thought he was through racing, but he's back and he did run well a couple times.
He's had 2 bad beginnings, and I'm wondering if the connections are thinking that those are the excuses, and that's what the public's thinking, but I'm surprised he's the favorite and not the 3. But the 3 will be the favorite by the time they go in the gate.
Well, the big X factor in this race, former Group 1 winner in Argentina, American Tattoo. Todd Pletcher brought him to the States here. He ran on Oaks Day at Churchill Downs, and he was bet that day. He didn't show up.
He is your speed, but he got it says crowd at the start. It's very tough to watch because that weird sort of angle on the 7-furlong race at Churchill Downs. The eventual winner of the race came over and interfered with him badly at the start. I don't know how far back he knocked him back because he did recover and he got right up there. Now, the winner wired the field, and he's the horse that fouled him at the start, and he dropped well back. But he was working well going in that race and got bet, and you have to believe he had that trouble, and he still chased a fast pace. Isn't he going to be in front in this race?
I would think so. He needs to break. And you look at his 2 races that he had. He had a decent race at Hippodrome, 135. But those last 2 races, I don't care where you're racing at. You're running mile in 132 and change? That's running. So obviously the 4 has talent.
It was about a mile.
Yeah, about a mile. I get it. But
we don't know if it was like 7.5 furlongs.
But I think this horse has got some talent, and if loose on the lead, could be very dangerous. But lightly raced.
I think he's the biggest threat to the favorite here. I really do.
9-2 on American Tattoo. But the horse who likely will be favored at post time, this one right there, the Son of Flatter, for trainer Chad Brown, making his 4-year-old return to the racetrack, trying to collect a 3rd win on his resume. Irad Ortiz Jr. has been the only pilot he's ever had. He'll be back aboard today. We'll have a paddock report post-parade when we come back.
Warfront, a leading sire on all surfaces and all fronts. His recent Grade 1 winners include Omaha Beach, Helmsman, Fog of War, Lancaster Bomber, and European champion U.S. Navy flag, plus Preakness Stakes winner War of Will. And these recent group and graded winners. Sire of the highest price yearling sold in North America in 2018, this son of Danzig continues to dominate both on the track and in the sales ring. Warfront, standing at Claiborne Farm.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. americasbestracing.net is a sport for you. Live it, love it, bet it.
Whether you have Derby dreams or Midsummer Derby dreams, this is Tom Durkin to tell you a registered New York bred can take you there. That New York bred Exact and the Whitney by multimillionaires Diversify and Mind Your Biscuits shows the kind of quality that allowed New York breds to earn more than $93 million on the world stage last year. On-track successes have spurred New York bred sales result. At the March OBS sale, Chestertown sold for $2 million. And this New York bred 2018 yearling brought $1 million at Saratoga. So get with the program at nybreds.com.
So my name is Robbie Herzl. I'm the yearling manager here at Claiborne Farm, and we've got the first crop of Runhappies this year. Overall, I'm very, very pleased with them. So first we have a colt out of Rapid Repair. He's a really nice colt. Very happy with how he's come along as a yearling. So there was a lot of demand for the weanlings last year. They sold for over 6 times their stud fee, and we're really excited for the yearlings to come through the sales, and we're expecting big things from them.
Runhappy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
This is America's Day at the Races. Welcome to those just joining us on Fox Sports 2. Great to have you with us. You're joining us just in time for our feature race coming up. Show brought to you in part by America's Best Racing, the go-to site covering the sport and lifestyle. Visit americasbestracing.net. Today, Greg Wolf alongside 4-time Major League All-Star Paul LoDuca, New York Racing Association handicapper Andy Serling. This 8th race coming up, it is the return of proven reserves in here for trainer Chad Brown. He won the very first time out in his career by more than 6 lengths, stamping himself as a serious racehorse. We've not seen him since August of last summer.
Yeah, and he's yours to beat. He is. They're betting Twisted Tom as of right now, but I would think by the end of or when they spring the latch for this race, I would think Proven Reserves will be your favorite. Now, he's had 4 starts, 2 wins, and a 3rd-place finish. He's had blinkers on his last 2 starts, and they were both pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, reading Dave Grenig's comments about him, Chad mentioned that he didn't have a serious issue. He just had some issues to get out of. There was no surgery or anything. And Chad said, while he's not saying he won't run well today, that he thought maybe he might, benefit from 1 start. And a lot of horses do off layoffs. But he does have very good numbers, Chad Brown, coming back off layoffs with dirt routers in general.
Well, let's see how they look down in the paddock and get a paddock report from Maggie Wolfendale.
And guys, I'm starting to wonder if what Chad is saying will ring true here. Now look, on form, he is certainly the horse to beat, but fitness levels, I'm not sure. He looks as though he's 90% there, though historically speaking, this is a horse who that I've seen that carries his weight very well. I mean, he is a heavier type of animal. I like the way he's behaving here because a couple times when I've seen him, he can kind of get a little undone, scream, holler in the paddock and whatnot, and he's very focused, very relaxed here today. So I like that about him. It's just the fitness level. He's a beautiful horse, and I'm excited to see him back here. Like I said, we'll see what he does as we'll move to his outside with number 4. That is American Tattoo. And as Andy said, you would hope to see this horse on the front end as he gets a little more ground to cover, not breaking that well from the inside post at Churchill that day, rushed up and then had nothing to offer in the latter half of that race, going the 7/8. He is a bit smaller, which rightfully so. He's still technically a 3-year-old. He has yet to turn 4, being a South American bred. His birthday is in August. So he's a bit smaller than the rest of his competition here, which I don't love to see. And while I like him and I like the fact that he is a pace factor, I just feel like he might be facing some serious horses that just have that experience and size edge, namely. And the horse that honestly looks best is number 6, Twisted Tom. There are maybe some issues with this horse that prevent him from racing or running that well and prevent him from racing, period. But boy, does he look phenomenal here. I wish he would stay a little bit more calm. He's gotten a little revved up since they put the tack on him. But wow, physically, you couldn't ask a horse to look any better here for Bill Mott. Greg?
And that is the rider who will hop aboard Twisted Tom, Junior Alvarado, for Hall of Famer Bill Mott. We want to welcome those who have just joined us on Fox Sports 2. Good to have you with us. That was a report from Maggie Wolfendale. I'm Greg Wolf with Paul LoDuca and Andy Serling, and this is our feature race here coming up on this Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, you see a leg up for Junior Alvarado on Twisted Tom, a 5-year-old gelding that his first 2 starts in the Bill Mott barn were very good. His last 2 not good, but they've been sort of hindered by bad starts with both of them. So now he's in for the tag, which means you can buy him for $62,500. And if you got a license, come on down to Belmont Park and you can buy this horse. And he's getting bet at 2-1.
Maggie, not lying. He looks
look
sensational.
Yeah.
Twisted Tom, the 6 horse, as we get a look here at the 3. So this is the Chad Brown runner, proven reserves. Wins the first time out in his career by 6+ lengths. He's 2 for 4 lifetime, but he has not raced since last summer at Saratoga.
And this was a 2-turn race, and this was a muddy sealed track. Today's track is a good harrow track, very different. He handled the moisture, and he was very impressive winning. And I'll be honest, I don't think he ran any worse in his subsequent start. And arguably, even though he lost, you could argue he ran better. He was attacking a vicious pace. Other speeds in that race just got completely destroyed, and he actually held well to be 3rd. I mean, he's good, but maybe he needs a race. And he's being bet like he needs a race, isn't he?
Well, let me ask you, so you're talking about his last start. What about his only try at Belmont, which was his only try at these sweeping wide turns, the 1-turn mile and 16?
I talked quite a bit with Chad Brown about that, and he had a couple of theories. And he said, I'm looking for theories. A, he was down inside. He thinks maybe he has one of our inside horses. That race was also run about 8, 10 at night. And sometimes horses that late at night just they don't run as well as they do at different times of the day. He was grasping at straws because every other race he's run has been good.
Get signed up, get started, play along, bet all the races we show you each and every day. You get a $200 new member bonus when you use the promo code LIVE at sign up within 2 weeks of wagering $200. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime with NYRABets.com or download the NYRA Bets app. Our post parade for our feature coming up. Here is Nick Zito's Giuseppe the Great, a son of Lookin' at Lucky. Luis Saez, 4 wins today aboard.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that bad. I think he's a fringe player at a little bit of a price.
6-1. He was 12-1 morning line. Here's Dynamax Prime, Rob Atras and Manny Franco. He's won 2 in a row.
Yeah, 9-2 right now. I think getting a little bit over bet. Although, unbelievable claim for $12,500 considering they've won 3 times with this gelding.
Big step up in class for him. He has won 3 of his last 4. Here's proven reserves off the bench for Chad Brown.
Well, if he runs his race, he's way the horse to beat. But the big question is, will he need one off the layoff?
What will we get from American Tattoo? Group 1 winner in Argentina, making his 2nd start here in the States.
He gets Jose Ortiz aboard, and if he gets the front end by himself, Jose usually has a lot left in the tank with his horses.
14-1 on Holiday Bonus, trained by Gregory DePrima, and he shifts turf to dirt.
Yeah, he's another horse who could be a little forward if he runs his race, but his form has just eluded him lately.
His best effort came in a muddy track at Aqueduct on dirt. And here's Twisted Tom, 2-1. Junior Alvarado, Bill Motts for Cobra Farm.
Yeah, last 2 races haven't been good, but like I said, the gate has sort of hindered him. A lot of people forget he was under 10-1 in the 2017 Belmont.
One of the biggest underlays in the history of Belmont Park.
Well, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. Our feature race here on America's Day at the Race is coming up. We're approaching the 6-minute mark to post. Can proven reserves win off the layoff, or can Twisted Tom find some of that old magic? We'll be back.
Runhappy was the fastest 3-year-old sprinter of his generation.
Runhappy is stamping his horses. And they all got great necks, great hind legs. They all got a good walk, and this colt moves very, very well. Very smart. He hasn't turned a hair since we had him. First day we turned him out, he was very, very gentle in his paddock and did everything right. He's got an exceptional pedigree.
Runhappy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $200 new member bonus with promo code LIVE at NYRABets.com.
Kentucky Derby winner Orb. On the track, his runners have scored on both dirt and turf, including multiple stakes winner Autumn Warrior and Sipacan Harbor, winner of the Grade 1 Spinaway Stakes at Saratoga. On the track, Orb continues to add winners. And in the sales rate, his 2-year-olds have sold up to $250,000 in 2019. Classic winner, classic pedigree, Orb, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Back on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports 2, MSG Plus, and Fox Sports Prime Ticket. Good to have you with us. Our show brought to you in part by Claiborne Farm. 100 years of doing the usual, unusually well. We're 4 minutes to post here in our feature race coming up. 9 to 5 favoritism still, well, now on the comebacker. Proven Reserves. No wagers yet for those two, but eventually.
Yeah, right?
As we take a look at...
I was betting at that age.
Both of you guys were, right?
Oh.
Dynamax Prime at 5-1. So this horse has won 3 of his last 4 starts against significantly easier company in here, but he's on a roll.
He is, and his trainer, Rob Atras, has done a sensational job with him. He's had good trips. I mean, he probably was fortunate to be at Duke's Point, 2 back, and last time out, the race did sort of fall apart. It's got that, like, accordion feel, right, with the wide runners doing well. But he is a horse in good form, but can he take a step forward?
This is a big step forward against a couple of these horses. But, yeah, I mean, listen, they claim this horse for 12-5 and got 3 wins the last 4 starts. So whatever they get is gravy.
Yeah.
The fact that the horse is in this race for $62,500 means that the horse is doing well, considering they've already made a ton of money. They could have dropped this horse for anything, to be honest with you. Bob Bone, we talk about him all the time. He's a tremendous claiming owner. Did it in California, and now he's out here in New York doing it.
And he's also the horse coming in this race in the best form, right? As far as not coming off a layoff like Proven Reserves. Twisted Tom's last couple races have been subpar. We don't know what we're going to get from Todd Pletcher's horse, the number 4 American Tattoo. He's coming in here the best of form of anybody.
4 for 6 in his 2019 campaign, the 2-horse Dynamax Prime, and he's 5-1. So, yeah, this is the big... What do we get from American Tattoo, the X-Factor horse in this race? Former, as we mentioned, Group 1 winner in Argentina last year as a 3-year-old. He took money in his States debut on Kentucky Oaks Day at Churchill Downs, as Andy mentioned earlier, compromised in that race. So we'll see.
In a 13-horse field from the 1 hole. So obviously he was training very, very well. And a couple horses have already come out of that race to win. So that was a decent race he came out of. And Andy's right. I mean, he did not break that bad. He got crushed out of the gate rather than breaking slow. So if he gets out of the gate, he's got plenty of time in this long race to sort of settle. We'll see how good he is today.
If Velasquez couldn't make it back to ride? From Royal Ascot?
He might have tried. I don't know. Is he allowed to ride after that suspension?
Let's go downstairs to Maggie for more.
Well, number 1 is Giuseppe the Great, as he comes in now 3rd off of a layoff. And a lot of times that's when you want a horse. And this is a horse that throughout his career has been ambitiously spotted. And I think we're just being realistic now. And he gets out to a mile and a 16th, which I like for him. He ran behind Candy Graham, who you would have to think is heading for stakes in his next start for trainer Jimmy Jerkins. And I love what I saw from Giuseppe the Great. In the paddock, he was nice and calm, which in the past, this is a horse who can get a little nervous, a little washy. And it was the same deal with him last time. He was really professional and relaxed and moving so well beneath Luis Saez, who you guys pointed out earlier is just having a tremendous day here at Belmont in search of his 5th winner on this card. And he's a long shot. He deserves to be, but a long shot that I think could run well. Greg?
Maggie, thanks. So, Andy, you endorse this one a little bit as well, and it seems like the public is also. He was 12-1 morning line. He's down to 8-1 right now.
Yeah, I just thought he's the kind of horse that's good enough on his good races to have a chance to get a little piece. I mean, he's got some good races going back.
And he's got a bullet drill coming in, too, up at the Saratoga training track.
I always root for my man, Nick Zito. I can't help it. I always want to see Nick do well.
He's impossible not to root for, right?
He really is. He really is.
He's a legend in this game. He's a legend in this game.
There's Proven Reserves in those red and white silks of Klarovich Stables. The 3-2 favorite, trying to win in his 4-year-old return to the racetrack. Let's send it upstairs to the voice of horse racing's Triple Crown for the call, Larry Collmus.
Long shot in the race. Holiday Bonus is moved in. Twisted Tom will be the last to go into the starting gate here. Steps up and in, and they're all in line. They're off. Proven Reserves a bit slow to begin. American Tattoo had the best start and goes out to the front. And then it's Holiday Bonus away running in second. Proven Reserves is now moving up on the outside of them after a tardy beginning. Twisted Tom is going up 2 to make it 4 in a line. Dynamax Prime and Giuseppe the Great will sit off them. So up the backstretch they go. Holiday Bonus, just a narrow lead here. Proven Reserves alongside. At the rail, it's American Tattoo, and Twisted Tom's out there 4 deep through a 23.78 quarter. Giuseppe the Great 5th, just 2.5 lengths from the front, racing right alongside of Dynamax Prime at the back of the pack. So up the backstretch they continue. American Tattoo on the inside. Holiday Bonus, Proven Reserves, and Twisted Tom, and they're across the track racing for the far turn. They went 46.79 for a half mile. It's 2.5 back to Dynamax Prime and Giuseppe the Great. Less than a half mile to go here. American Tattoo, Proven Reserves, Twisted Tom continue to race together. Holiday Bonus now just off of them, being ridden to keep up. And then comes Dynamax Prime on the outside. Giuseppe the Great's lost ground. He's 6 lengths from the front. They make their way around the far turn. American Tattoo now a neck on top as they turn for home. 3/4 win at 110.86. And American Tattoo turns for home with a 1.5 length lead. Twisted Tom is running along in second on the outside. Dynamax Prime has kicked it in too, and he's gaining with each and every stride. He's into second. He's coming after American Tattoo. American Tattoo from Dynamax Prime down to these two. They come to the final 16th, and American Tattoo's holding on. American Tattoo holds off Dynamax Prime to win, and then it was Twisted Tom and Proven Reserves.
The two kind of question marks in the race, who we both all thought could run big races, they in fact do. They run 1-2. American Tattoo, second start in the States for Todd Pletcher. Gets the job done here at 9-2.
Well, unlike the favorite, he broke cleanly in this race, and he was able to control in the front end. Twisted Tom made an ill-fated sort of run at him there, and Dynamax Prime ran fine to be second, but just a nice effort by American Tattoo. Proven Reserves did not run well, though he did have a rough break.
Yeah, he had a rough beginning, and Dynamax Prime, for a split second, looked like he was going to get there, but the 4 here, American Tattoo is going to hold sway. Good job by Jose Ortiz. Like I said, he always has something left in the bank, and I like how the horse is on the wrong lean, and he's not trying to switch. He's just riding the horse out and getting the horse to the wire.
9-2, American Tattoo. He's now 3 for 5 in his career, and that's his first win here in the U.S. Let's go back to the beginning and keep your eyes on the 3 Proven Reserves. Looks like he just gets squeezed a little bit here.
Yeah, I think, let's see if he jumped up at the start, too. Did he break cleanly? No, he hopped at the start, and the 4 came over on him and shut the door on him. And, you know, you could say that that's good riding by Jose Ortiz, right? That 3 kind of has a stutter step start, and Jose says, I'm going to take advantage and shut the door on this guy. Irad was unusually aggressive with Proven Reserves, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think the horse was on the muscle and was going to show some.
There.
Yeah, but as soon as Irad asked the horse, he smooched him, and boom, he took off to the 3 right here.
Why not settle back there? Not like him to do that, right?
No.
But maybe he's a little fresh, and he kind of took off on him, like you said.
And then at one point, we had 4 horses
dueling, yeah.
with each other. 2 today for Jose Ortiz. Todd Pletcher, Calumet Farm. And a 4-year-old son of Not For Sale is now 3 for 5 in his career and proves he can win here in the U.S.
Yeah, and the key thing about this horse is he's only raced 5 times now. And he's a Group 1 winner in Argentina after only 3 starts. And now he beats a pretty darn good field.
And this was a pretty reasonable second quarter, especially, right? Just under 23 and 4, but they go the next quarter and just split just over 23 flat. Pretty quick.
Jose Ortiz guides American Tattoo to the winner's circle in our feature race. We still have the 9th coming up. We're going to take a break in the action. Grade 1 winner last year on both turf and dirt. Catholic boy out to collect graded stakes on turf and dirt again. He's already done it on turf. He's looking at the Suburban coming up on the Stars and Stripes Festival. We'll be back. No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $200 new member bonus with promo code LIVE at NYRABets.com.
This proven son of Giants Causeway has sired 4 millionaires, including Claiborne Farm stallion Lee. Recent top runners include Cutting Humor, winner of the Grade 3 Sunland Park Derby, plus 3-time graded stakes winner Sharp Samurai, and international star Shamal Nibras. This year, his 2-year-olds have brought prices up to $310,000. First Samurai, standing at Claiborne Farm.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. americasbestracing.net is a sport for you. Live it, love it, bet it.
Our summer cruise is here at Spruce Lane Farm, and he's been a really intelligent horse since he got on the farm.
He's just got great balance and presence. He's got a really good mind, and he does everything that we like to do so far. Our plans with this colt are probably to take him to Saratoga or to Keeneland Book 1 or 2. He fits those. We paid $250,000 for him, so he was an expensive horse, but that's where he belongs.
Runhappy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Welcome back. You're watching America's Day at the races. Well, our featured 8th race here at Belmont Park, it's in the books, an American tattoo with this guy aboard for Calumet Farm and Todd Pletcher. Jose, you had a game plan, you stuck to it, and it paid off.
Yeah, the game plan was going to the lead and then try to slow it down a bit in the backside, but I have 3 horses outside of me putting a lot of pressure, so I mean, it was a very gutsy performance, and I'm glad he held on.
And considering that he was the youngest horse in the field, what did you think of his overall effort today?
I mean, I think it was great. I know they were expecting a lot of him when he ran first time here, and he didn't run any good, but I think today, with the performance that he showed today, I think he is what they thought he was, and I think if they would have leave him alone just a little bit, he would have won a lot easier. Yeah. But, I mean, they went really fast, 46, and he kept going. I think he's getting where they want him to be, you know. I think he's a really nice horse, and I think he's the real deal.
All right, well, also looking like the real deal for the Wild Applause Stakes this weekend is Blowout, a filly for Chad Brown that you've been working as well. As we'll check out her work here in a few moments. But what did you think of that last breeze on the turf course here this past Saturday?
It was really good. She actually breezed with her teammate was Nova Sol, which they are running in the same race. And she's been working really good last 2 weeks, and I wish the best of luck to the connections.
She looked good in that workout to me, Jose. You also look good winning this race. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Maggie, thanks. We're going to talk about the Wild Applause coming up and Blowout, one of 3 in that race for Chad Brown. Jose was aboard a near miss in the Grade 3 Florida Oaks on that filly back in early March. But a couple today for an Eclipse Award-winning rider.
Yeah, American Tattoo, congratulations. Son of Not For Sale out of the Quiet American mare, one of the best broodmare sires ever. American Whisper, Calumet Farm here. Jose Ortiz Jr., that pick 3, not bad. And this is going to be a sneaky late pick 5, I'm telling you. Lundquist, the Bon Razon. You got a lot of second and third choices except Lundquist, but American Tattoo is going to play bigger than 1180.
All right, there it is. 1 leg left to go in the NYRA Bets late pick 5 as we set up the nightcap off the turf. 7 furlongs, 30,000 claiming race for horses who have not won 2 lifetime. Let's go Mets. Paul LoDuca 7-5 here with Junior Alvarado.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the wheel pace for Let's Go Mets because they just can't win except
the favorite.
Well, although Pete Alonso should be on the All-Star team. Hold on, let's see.
No, he's the favorite, looking at all the wheel pace.
The pick 5's not that bad.
No, they're okay.
They're
365 with both the 3 and 5.
365 with the 3 and 5. City Traveler, the 6, 1100. And La Maquina Girls, the 1, 959. So still very good value considering he got 1 price in American Tattoo.
Let's go back and talk about one of the fillies that Jose was asked about from Maggie. Blowout. Chad Brown, he'll have 3 in this race. Blowout among that trio. Is going to have the outside post in here and just missed in the Memories of Silver back at Aqueduct in April.
Yeah, and they're working out together, 2 horses for Chad Brown, and all 3 of them can win. Seek and Destroy had a good trip, but won the Soaring Softly.
Nova Soul with Blowout.
Nova Soul obviously ran pretty well at a mile at Pimlico, and the question is the 1 turn going to be better for this horse from Europe? And Blowout was unlucky, the Memories of Silver. She kind of had a steady, she sort of steadied off heels in the backstretch, and it cost her, and she just got run down by Feel Glorious, who probably should have won the Soaring Softly. This is a wide-open race looking at it.
And Nove Sol comes off a bang-up race for Irad Ortiz Jr., where she came from way out of it, and she had a little bit of trouble early, so you're looking at two very good fillies.
That is coming up on Saturday. 3-year-old fillies on the turf. Meanwhile, with more in the handicap division, let's go back to Maggie.
Sadly, we lost one of those horses for the older handicap division in Diversify. 2-time Grade 1 winning New York bred retired after this past Saturday's work as he was preparing for a start in the Whitney. Now, he worked with stablemate Catholic Boy, and honestly, I thought he was going better than Catholic Boy until the gallop out, but it was an old suspensory issue that he re-aggravated, and Jonathan Thomas just thanking Ralph Evans for the opportunity to have this horse in the barn, and more importantly, longtime assistant of late Rick Violet's Melissa Cohen. She went to work for Jonathan Thomas, so she's been with this horse the entire time. And Melissa said, quote, "This horse did so much for so many people when we needed it most. I could never be upset about a happy retirement." And I'm sure she's talking about Rick Violet and keeping him going the last year of his life. He brought so much joy, this horse, to that barn. So he will be missed, but I'm sure that he will enjoy retirement as a happy gelding. Now, Catholic Boy, he's on the outside here with regular rider Javier Castellano, as they did go the 5 furlongs in 102.115, and he's pointing towards a start in the Suburban, which is just coming up in a couple of weeks on the Stars and Stripes Festival. Now, we see him here, Diversify, obviously a speed horse, so he's a bit more headstrong, but Catholic Boy finishes up well, upsides of him, and gallops out beautifully. It looks as though this horse is returning to the dirt in the right kind of way after a win of this 2009 campaign in the Dixie. So he is quite capable of switching surfaces, but that July 6th card here at Belmont, the Stars and Stripes Festival, $1 million Belmont Derby, headlines it with the Oaks, the Dwyer Grade 3 for the 3-year-olds, the John Nehru, which used to be the Belmont Sprint Championships, and the Suburban Handicap, a Grade 2. So we'll look forward to seeing Catholic Boy in that. But another horse of that older handicap division, well, that's Vino Rosso, as he returns from California with this breeze, his first breeze back for trainer Todd Pletcher. We do see regular exercise rider Amy Mullen in the irons here, and he's just kind of going along a younger stablemate here, just very, very easily. Obviously a maintenance work as his first work back, but looking forward to seeing him coming up at Saratoga in the Whitney on August 3rd. So that's going to be a really, really fun race, as it always is, guys. But first of all, we got to get to that Stars and Stripes Festival. I'm looking forward to it so much.
Maggie, thank you for that report. It's going to be a sensational weekend of racing, that Stars and Stripes Festival. Vino Rosso, of course, grew up on the farm with Triple Crown winner American Pharoah.
Really?
He did. But Pharoah from day one was the alpha.
Really? Well, figures,
Good
right?
call.
Yeah.
But that's going to be exceptional. Catholic Boy, can't wait to see him in action. He's become one of the stars in our sport.
Well, I mean, he should be. He wasn't just terrific. He was also a really neat horse. To do what he did, winning those 2 Grade 1s, one in the turf, one in the dirt, 1.25 miles. I mean, I don't know, honestly, in our lifetime we'll ever see a horse win the Belmont Derby and then win the Travers Turf and Dirt.
No, I'm with you. It's like a 2-sport star. Sort of cool. Like a little Bo Jackson, a little Deion Sanders. He's that kind of horse that everybody wants to watch run, whether it's turf or dirt.
Yeah. Speaking of stars, this is going to be the new star attraction coming up in horse racing this summer. It's the 1863 Club. It's going to be available opening day of the meet this summer. It's the Must-See Hospitality and Event Facility at Saratoga, located at the clubhouse turn. Premium experiences and breathtaking views of the entire racetrack.
I love how it connects,
Went up
too.
fast. It took like 30 seconds to build
Incredible.
the thing.
Well, no, in all honesty,
No,
they
it did.
really
I
did
agree.
put this together
It's
fast,
amazing.
didn't they?
I honestly, when I remember we left Saratoga and they were breaking ground, I think I said to Dave O'Rourke, good luck having this thing open next year. And it's remarkable. And they're getting ready to put it together. So tremendous job.
Being told we're not allowed there.
What?
I'll be there.
Actually, maybe that was just Paul LoDuca.
No.
Paul's part. They got Paul's picture up.
I already stuck up in Saratoga and stuck a plaque on my name on one of the seats in there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Think it's still there?
If you can get there, got to make it happen. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Post-parade coming up next for the Nightcap.
Dedication, no problem. Run happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $200 new member bonus with promo code LIVE at NYRABets.com.
Grade 1 winner Lee traveled the world competing against the best of his generation. A graded stakes winner on both dirt and turf, he set a new track record in the Grade 1 Don Handicap and retired with earnings of more than $2.3 million. With yearlings bringing up to $650,000 and his first crop 2-year-old selling up to $430,000, the sky is the limit for this promising young stallion. Lee, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Want a shot at winning $1 million? Who wouldn't? Here's your chance. The new Stay Lucky app from America's Best Racing. First, you've got to download it. It's available on Android and iPhone. Now that you've got it downloaded, just click on the app and set up your account. Once you're logged in, click on this quick tutorial on how to play. Now, you're just about ready to start picking some winners and building a streak. But before you do, a little help for you from some pros. Each week, the best races in the country are loaded onto Stay Lucky. All you gotta do is click Make a Pick, and you've got a fresh menu of races to sort through. You can pick one horse for as many races as you like. The more you play, the faster your streak will grow. As you start stringing together winners, you'll start racking up prizes. Get to that 20 win mark, you're gonna win $1 million. And with the Stay Lucky app, you're always just a click away from everything that's on americasbestracing.net. So, what are you waiting for? Download it, start picking winners, and stay lucky.
And you have officially been Torgmaned. Dan Torgman
Yes,
there?
you have.
I've met his dad. Yet to meet Dan, but his dad, love him.
His father's great. Put up a great video of him on walking around on Father's Day. Came by himself, even though Dan's in Royal Ascot enjoying all the festivities over there.
Our show every day brought to you in part by America's Best Racing. Go to americasbestracing.net for all the latest and greatest. Quick look at the current odds. It's still Let's Go Mets, 6-5 favorite. You talk about names, Andy, getting played. No way this horse would not be favored, right?
Well, I mean, Paul LoDuca, Mets, everything, and I think he looks like the best horse on paper.
There was the other. Remember, there was a horse called Go Mets, M-E-U. Like it was different way they spelled Mets too. That horse won one of these days, but this one's Let's Go Mets, which is the hashtag of every Mets fan out there. Looking 2 back. If this horse runs that race, obviously tough to beat, gonna win. And showed speed after being left. And last time was pulled up and something went amiss. Now is making his comeback. Is the son of It's My Lucky Day, underrated racehorse on the racetrack.
Good horse, yeah, I agree. As was his sire, Lawyer Ron.
I mean, he wins this
easily. You feel like he's found the right field?
Yes.
When he was pulled up, Van Off, that was back in early January, muddy track at Aqueduct. This will be the first start back since. Let's go downstairs for a paddock report with Maggie Wolfendale.
Well, what do you do with a horse who has been eased in 2 of 3 starts and won impressively and sandwiched right in the middle of those 2 eased performances? Well, you see him coming off of a layoff, as Let's Go Mets is doing just that here today. He wanted no part of being saddled, and kudos to Jeremiah's assistant XL, as well as our outrider here, Miguel, who finally got this tack on this horse as he was escorted by Miguel's pony at the walk, and they got it done. He got fairly hot, too, in doing that. I can't say he doesn't look well prepared, though, because he's incredibly well-defined and fit. There isn't really an ounce of unnecessary weight to him whatsoever. It's just, I don't like horses that are coming back off layoffs, off questionable form, that want no part of getting the tack on. I'll see how he behaves on his way out to the track and how he behaves on the track in the warm-up, but I don't know, guys. As we'll check in with number 4, All Clear, who I thought was probably the most dependable, if you can call a horse who's 1-4-13 lifetime dependable. But look, he looks good. He's got a good coat to him. He was the one who was, of the 4 horses in here, behaving by far the best, really relaxed and comfortable in his surroundings. He's got Jose aboard Ortiz, who's going to try to sweep the late double here. I like All Clear. I just feel a little more comfortable in taking him, Greg.
7-5. He has now become the favorite, the power of Maggie Wolfendale.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, the worry you have at All Clear, he's 0 for 12 the last 2 years, and he's been in for 16 non-2. What, 1, 2, 3, 5 times, and was not good. So that's your worry. But he's a way better turf horse, 3 seconds of the 4. So you could just throw away all those dirt races. Then okay, yeah, I get it. I get where Maggie's going, definitely.
Listen, I'm not going to be shocked by anyone here. All Clear ran okay last time. Boy, his prior dirt races, though.
Yeah, no.
Yes. I don't know.
So if Let's Go Mets can come close to repeating
crushes the field.
his maiden victory, right? He wins.
He wins.
No problem.
Or the 1 has to get back to form of 2018 of September, somewhere in there. Or the 6 somehow gets back to the Linda Rice form of 2016. Like you're reaching
the 6
for
off
the
a
1
year-and-a-half layoff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You're reaching for the 1 and the 6, but I get why people are reaching. And then you're, like Maggie said, like you're going to put your chips into a basket of the 2, like Let's Go Mets, who are sort of like a Mets. Bad one, very, very good one, and then a bad one. Ease last time, or All Clear, the horse that's 1 for 13.
Here comes our post parade. And we're going to start off with La Máquina Gris, Gary Contessa.
With this rider on, I'm going to guess that he gets an aggressive ride as Gary Richards is riding. Good luck.
Let's Go Mets, 6-5. Junior Alvarado, Jeremiah Engelhardt on the comeback trail.
Yeah, this one by It's My Lucky Day. 19-1 winner. The other 2 times has been eased and Vandoff.
3-2, All Clear. Jose Ortiz looking to go back-to-back to end the card.
I don't get it at 3-2. Can't do it. Don't want to do it.
Pass for Paul LoDuca. And then City Traveler, he's been off since January of 2018, moving to the 3rd barn of his career.
Really tough to get to the son of City Zip because he's been off so long, but I could see anything in here. I think this could be small field. Sometimes it can be big price.
You could see City Traveler winning.
Yes, I could maybe. Yeah, I could.
I used him. I'm alive with him in pick 4.
Okay.
I got 2 and 6. I don't want any part of All Clear. He will win this race when nobody shows up, which may well happen. But I think either the 2 or 6 are going to beat him if they run it all.
We will have our finale when we come back from a short timeout. We're approaching the 6-minute mark to post. Race 9, Belmont. Coming up on this Wednesday afternoon. Don't go away. See how the card plays out. We'll be right back after this. No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and NYRA Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With NYRA Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the NYRA Bets app or visit NYRABets.com. Sign up now for a $200 new member bonus with promo code LIVE at NYRABets.com.
Runhappy was the fastest 3-year-old sprinter of his generation.
Runhappy is stamping his horses. They all got great necks, great hind legs. They all got a good walk, and this colt moves very, very well. Very smart. He hasn't turned a hair since we had him. First day we turned him out, he was very, very gentle in his paddock and did everything right. He's got an exceptional pedigree.
Runhappy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Tom Durkin letting you know New York breds start with an advantage. At the sales, buyers pay up to 7 figures, and there's over $2 million in stakes money limited to New York sired horses in the New York Stallion Stakes Series, like the Park Avenue for 3-year-old fillies.
Newly minted wins it for fun.
For fun and money. The winner's share generates an additional $55,000 from the New York Breeding Fund.
Funny Guy's gonna do it.
Funny Guys winning the Times Square division generates the same money. So get with the program at nybreds.com.
Mastery retired undefeated, winning his 4 starts by a combined 20 lengths. A 6-figure September sale purchase, he won impressively in his 2-year-old debut at Santa Anita. From there, he captured the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes and completed his juvenile campaign with a dominant performance in the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Futurity. At 3, the top-rated son of Candy Ride sizzled in the San Felipe. Now his much-anticipated first crop has arrived. Mastery, standing at Claiborne Farm.
We are back, and our nightcap coming up in just 5 minutes here. This race taking off the turf, 7 furlongs here as we get a look at Let's Go Mets, 7-5 favorite. Second start of his career, good track Aqueduct. Put away the competition at almost 20-1 odds that day.
I understand what Maggie's saying, that she doesn't really want to take a horse to short price that's been eased twice, and I get that. This is a 4-horse field where the horse in the rail doesn't really have any form and is being ridden by a rider who almost never wins a race. The 4-horse All Clear really isn't a dirt horse and never really was. It's more of a turf horse, and the 6 hasn't run a 1.5 years. He also ran a mile against stakes quality horses when Durkin's Call runs his good race. And I just think if Let's Go Mets shows up at all, he will win this race. And I don't think 7-5 is really, as a gambler, a bad price under those circumstances. Paul, do you agree, disagree? Or
no, I don't disagree. When I look at this race, I look at the 4 who's been in 16 non-twos. I look at the 1 who's been in 16 non-twos, and these horses have run bad in 16 non-twos. Now you're in a 30 non-two. I get this isn't a 30 non-two because it was supposed to be on turf.
Off the turf race, right?
I get it, but Let's Go Mets crushed. And now when
he's come back to work sharp as well, so maybe don't be as concerned about being vanned off.
And here's the thing: that's why City Traveler, the 6, I get it, 1.5 years. But who has the best 16 non-2 race on the dirt?
I bet 2-6, Paul. I bet 2-6.
The 6.
I made a little 6-2, but I bet 2-6.
So I get it that everybody's going with the 1 and 4 because of recency, but the 6 has got a good race going a mile against 16 non-2s. The other ones are against 25. They're against better company. These other horses have had chances at lower rates. And with Let's Go Mets, 1 for State Bred Maiden 30.
Not to pile on.
Okay.
But Andy said on the rail horse, a jock that doesn't win a lot. On the 6, you have a jockey who's not won all year. And you have a trainer who's looking for his first win of the year.
No, that's true.
Those are all fair. No, those are all fair.
Fair.
I'm going to here's my hope. My hope is the 2 just runs and he just wins because he's sort of, if he shows up, he's going to win. And I hope he does. And after that, I just feel like things could fall apart behind him. And a horse like the 6 could not do a lot of running and sort of get second by default. That's my hope.
But we don't know if he's going to show up, do we?
No, absolutely
not. But we're
not.
in New York. His name is Let's Go Mets. He better show up.
Yeah, I guess so. And Andy's got it like, I guess, not an oxymoron, but it sort of like goes together. Let's Go Mets and hoping.
Right, and by the way, it's also a horse who's the longest shot on the board in the 4-horse field. So the 2-6 Exacta, which we'll see in just a moment, I think is playing fairly well.
Let's go downstairs, check in again with Maggie.
And we'll take a look at number 6 in here, that City Traveler, coming back off that extended layoff and making his first start for trainer Joe Parker. Looking at him, to me, while he is actually a pretty good-looking son of City Zip, a little bit on the unfit side. And 2, a little bit nervous, too, which is something I had never noticed with this horse before. He was always pretty relaxed in the preliminaries. So, look, I get what you guys are saying. It's a 4-horse field, and that longest price in a short field theory, well, a lot of times it does work. So we'll see what City Traveler does. He's not going to do it with me, though. His number 2 is Let's Go Mets. As I was saying, he was acting up pretty badly in the paddock, but once he got out on track, he was really calm. He warmed up pretty nicely with Junior Alvarado aboard, who, let's face it, yes, he is the one jock that has gotten him across the wire, and wire first. But as I throw it back to you guys, is there any concern with you that Jeremiah put this horse in on the turf? Now, It's My Lucky Day has been a fairly kind of sneaky good turf sire, but is there any concern with that intended switch of surface?
Well, my response to that would be, I suppose, but Jeremiah also probably looked at the weather reports, like a lot of people, and said, there's some rain predicted, and I don't mind taking a shot and trying him on the turf, and if the race should come off, I might find myself in a pretty cozy spot.
It's it's my lucky day. I can understand why they're starting to like the turf a little bit because Lawyer Ron was a Langfier, and Langfier obviously big turf influence.
Dancing.
Yeah, so I can understand why he was going on turf, especially after that last race. Hey, let's try to mix things up. But Andy could be also right. Hey, this could be rain in the forecast this week. Let's enter.
So it's race 9. We're in the 9th inning. Bullpen time. How's that Mets bullpen been doing?
You don't want to go to Familia.
Paul, what was your biggest hit in the 9th inning of a game?
Wow. I was against Randy Johnson, yeah.
Big unit.
Yeah, I beat him 2-1 with a walk-off home run, and I flipped the bat, and then...
That went well, I bet, with Randy.
Yeah, he punctured my lung the next time I saw him.
Did he really?
That's a true story, yeah. Yeah, he hit me straight in the back. And I remember telling Damian Miller before I went to home plate, I'm going to wear this, ain't I? And he goes, yep. And I just walked to first base. And then I remember about a week later, we were in the weight room. Back in those days, you had the same weight room. I told him, I go, Randy, we even? He said, yep, we're even. I said, thank you, sir. That 98 corkscrew in my back did not feel well.
Wow. And you knew it was coming.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He argued with Bob Brenly to stay in the game in the 9th inning to face me. And Brenly wanted to take him out. And I hit the 2-run homer to beat him. So did I overreact by flipping the bat? Yes.
You overreacted, Paul?
But it was
I
well
don't
worth
buy
it.
it.
Shocking.
I don't buy this at all. I want to see some videotape of this.
It was well worth it.
You were so calm during
You
your
really
playing
were.
days.
I was actually very calm during my playing days. I was very calm.
Randy
Bobby Cox
Randy
calm.
Johnson used to stay in a friend of mine's house. He's friends with his roommate when he was in like AA ball. Way
Really?
back. Yeah.
Good guy, actually, Randy.
Yeah?
They used to tease him.
He's just a country boy. That's all he is. He drove a Ram truck making $50 million whatever year he did. He was just a regular guy.
See that? I don't know if I could let that go. Good on you for getting beamed in the back by that. That'd
He
be
was
tough to
about
let go.
9 feet tall.
Here we go, the finale for Belmont. Larry Collmus with the call.
They're off. La Maquina Grease started swiftly from the inside. Let's Go Mets. Away running in second, and now moves up alongside the front runner to battle for the lead. And then City Traveler and All Clear, the trailer. Let's Go Mets now taking over from La Maquina Grease. 3/4 of a length on top, break of another 3.5. Back to City Traveler racing on the outside of All Clear. They're right together, 3rd and 4th. So it's Let's Go Mets in front. Ran 22.82 for the quarter and scampers away to a 2.5 length lead. La Maquina Grease is running in second. City Traveler is 3rd on the outside. Then All Clear down toward the rail. And they're only 2.5 lengths from top to bottom here as Let's Go Mets is trying to hold on to a lead. La Maquina Grease is a length behind running in second. All Clear 3rd on the inside. City Traveler put to pressure, trying to keep up at the back of the pack after a 46.78 half mile. Let's Go Mets taken on by La Maquina Grease as they come to the top of the stretch. La Maquina Grease has taken the lead on the outside, and up the rail it's All Clear. Now it's these two, All Clear and La Maquina Grease. And they're pulling away from Let's Go Mets, who's being pulled up here at the 8th pole. And on the outside of him is City Traveler. So just two of them coming down to the finish here. And it's going to be All Clear to win it. All Clear in the clear by 3 over La Maquina Grease.
All Clear with the win, wins at 8-5. And as you heard from Larry Collmus, pulled up into the stretch. Let's Go Mets.
Yeah, she was traveling okay, or he was traveling okay to the top of the stretch. Then Junior Alvarado just stopped on him and did the best thing he could because he felt something. But All Clear rolled up the rail and got the job done here. As your second choice here at 8-5, La Maquina Grease, I thought, ran very, very well, considering, you know, he was a part of the pace. He hung in there as long as he could. Let's hope Let's Go Mets is okay. Along with the 6-2
right here.
as well, City Traveler.
Let's Go Mets is pulling up right
Just
by the
looks like
winner's
he's
circle
okay.
here, getting off. But as you said, Junior just eased him up, protect him.
Yeah, he just protected him. He looks like he's okay.
3 today for Jose Ortiz. 4-1, 6-2 finish. And All Clear collects the second victory of his career.
126.27 for 7 furlongs.
Not exactly a new track record.
Nor did I hit my exacta.
All right, while these prices coming up in a moment, I'll wrap up this Wednesday card. Before we do, though, of course, the Royal Meeting going on. For those with us on Fox Sports 2, chance to see what happened earlier action from this morning over across the pond, starting with the Queen Mary Stakes. And we're going to take a look back here. Raffle prize 18-1, facing one of the many from Wesley Ward, Kamari, who was coming off that 15th length score at Keeneland with John Velasquez aboard.
Well, this was a tough beat for
It
Wesley
really
and John Velasquez. He really looked like he was going to get the money, but a big surge at the end cost him the race. But he still ran very well in finishing second here.
Yeah, Kamari, the filly by Munnings of the Cozine mare, she tried her heart out, but she got beat by Raffle Prize. It was a maiden, only had one race at Newmarket coming in. There you see him highlighted. The one in front is the Wesley Ward horse, Kamari, and she's just going to get worn down by Raffle Prize here very late. They were well clear of the others.
Yeah, well clear. I mean, it's rare you see that in these big fields, right? Yeah, tough beat for John Velasquez. John Velasquez suspended 9 days by the stewards after this ride. They said misuse of the whip, the final 100 furlong and a half. I don't know. I guess I don't know their rules. I certainly don't.
So an 18-1 shot. Mark Johnston, Frankie Dettori collects his 61st winner at the Royal Meeting. And he was not done yet. There's Frankie, Prince of Wales' Stakes, winning you're in for the Breeders' Cup Turf. And Frankie Dettori at it again, this time for trainer Sir Michael Stout, who won for the 80th time. He's the all-time leader at the Royal Meeting.
That's incredible. It's absolutely amazing, and Frankie Dettori rides so well. And Magical, the favorite, really had a chance to catch this one, and maybe the soft going because it was raining very hard today. Supposed to clear up the last few days at Ascot, but tough weather conditions today, but a nice win.
First top-level victory for Crystal Ocean. Had been second in all previous 3 attempts in Group 1 company.
Yeah, just a game horse, and a horse that just keeps getting better and better, and we keep seeing flying dismounts from Frankie Dettori.
Sea of Class, by the way, who was last year's Arc de Triomphe runner-up. Unfortunately, never really got involved in this race. Was waited to the last minute to enter with the boggy kind of going, wound up 5th.
Yeah, it feels like with the conditions, it was tough to close because you watch this race and really, the third place finisher, Valdgeese, picked up some ground in there, but they were not coming from behind. I think that really affected that runner.
Yeah, 2 today for Frankie Dettori. Meanwhile, the Windsor Castle, Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore team up with Southern Hills, who wins at 7-1 to get a maiden-breaking victory.
You know, they're a pretty potent team, that Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien team. And Ryan Moore had a nice win in yesterday's car as well in the St. James's Palace. Gets the win here. I love these races. They're just so fun to watch.
Yeah, I know. We always talk about Andy would be the horse way out there. Ryan Moore is the kind of jockey that I think a lot of guys respect, even in the rooms here, as being one of the best jockeys in all of the sport. He's a very, very good finisher. Always has his horses in the right place. And when they come over here for the Breeders' Cup, he usually wins a race or two.
Yeah, one of the best riders, just athletically and talent. Like, he studies so hard, very intelligent as well. Rarely makes a wrong move.
No.
And again, mentioned this earlier, but Glenn Eagles, his first black type winner. As we look at the winners from Wednesday at Royal Ascot. And by the way, tomorrow, I believe, is it Maven, the American Pharaoh for Wesley Ward?
Yes. Is that tomorrow's race?
Will be in action?
I think so, yes.
Are there any Group 1s tomorrow? No, I know the Coronation is on Friday, and the Gold Cup, the 2 mile, the long distance race, is Group 1. And then the Coronation for the 3-year-old fillies is Friday, and the second sprint, the Jubilee, is on Saturday as well at Group 1.
Prices in from our nightcap, all clear, $5.30 for the victory. NYRA Bets Late Pick 5 comes back $365 for a sequence that was pretty formful.
Yeah, it was. Good payoff, though. I don't think it was that bad, considering all you had to do is get to the Grade 1 Chile winner.
I didn't like the last winner. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't like this horse. I was wrong.
But you did say anything could happen. Maggie liked that one. You thought anything could happen as well in the last. Well, we all thought if Let's Go Mets didn't run his race, anything could happen. It did. Bon Raison, Carlos Martin, Joel Rosario takes the 6th at Belmont, wins for the 8th time in his career, 3rd win at Belmont. And in the 8th, tough beginning for proven reserves off the bench. And the Group 1 winner in Argentina gets the job done, American Tattoo. Check your local listings. We are back on tomorrow. We'll see you then. Late start.